Hi there, Trust Life Today readers and friends. Wanted to talk to you today a little bit about something that I had mentioned when we very first started off, and it was about questions. When I first had my diagnosis, questions were something that I asked you all to refrain from, mostly because they exhausted me, and I didn't want to put a lot of energy into answering questions. So what I tried to do was update you all at periodic intervals and keep you updated that way. However, now that I am in recovery and healing mode, all questions are welcomed, and I wanted to let you know that because I'm starting to get them trickling in and I like it. So please continue to ask questions. I've had a lot of people ask me, or tell me rather, that they have been a little unsure how to ask certain questions of people who have had breast cancer, but their curiosity has gotten to them and they really want to know X, Y, and Z. So whatever it is, please feel free to ask me and I'll be happy to answer if I know. As you've seen, there are several different forms of breast cancer and I can only answer certain things, but I will be happy to do my best to answer any of your questions. One of the most common questions that I've received has to do with my healing team, and that I can share with you now. I've talked in the past about different MDs that have been involved: breast surgeon, plastic surgeon, oncologist. There have been a lot of other people who have made up the healing team. And so if you're ever in the position where you are helping a friend create a healing team, or you're having to create one for something that you're going through, I'll let you know how I did mine, and then hopefully this will be helpful, and feel free also to contact me if you have any questions about that. But these are the folks that I chose to help me, and they started off with a very close friend of mine, an acupuncturist. He not only did acupuncture on me, but also taught me different acupressure points, as well as immediately started working with my diet and suggesting specific foods to eat for cancer patients. So that was very helpful to start off, and knowing that food does play a very big role in this. I also have several friends who are Reiki masters, and actually practice Reiki at all varying levels, and they did long distance Reiki with me, some in-home Reiki, and that was very, very helpful as well in the healing process. I also have one of them is a very skilled woman in Tai Chi and Qigong, and she helped with teaching me different forms and poses to do. Some of them were actually specific for breast healing, and I found that to be very helpful and useful information. I also have my beloved yoga instructor who worked with me before I went in the hospital to teach me different sorts of healing postures that I could even start off using as early as in the hospital bed. So that was very helpful as well. And then I can't forget my dear friends in New Mexico at the High Mesa Healing Center. There are lots of you out there who worked with me personally while I was visiting your healing center, as well as long distance, and so I appreciate all that you've done. The biggest group of people who have been part of my healing team may actually surprise you a bit, but I would consider that group of people to be you all. Not just the Trust Life Today readers, but also you all, anyone who has heard my story, friends of friends who have passed along my story. Because I believe that what you all have done to help in this healing process is that you have used a mode of healing that I believe is very powerful, and it's called prayer. I know a lot of us know about prayer and we pray. However, at this point I'd like to thank my friend KP for actually encouraging me to learn more about prayer. And as I studied and sought and learned more, I understand now that there are several different modes of prayer, and the one that we most commonly use, at least in Western society, is we use the request. A request of, please help me with, my job, or please, so I'll use my friend Amy as an example, bless her. Her request was, for me, was no chemo. She was very vocal about it, and every time you talk to her, she was, my prayer for you is no chemo. And so thank you for that, Amy. As we see, prayers are answered every day, and we have no chemo here. So that's one mode of prayer. Another mode is, what we teach our children to do, the repetitious sort of prayers. Now I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep, those sorts of prayers. And there are several others. One that I didn't actually consider a mode of prayer, but I have used lots in the past, and I think that you all have too, is actually one that through my studies I found called the lost mode of prayer. And that is where you actually visualize someone or an outcome of a situation. But in my case, it's visualizing me as whole and as healed in the present tense, just like I asked you to do from the very beginning. And that's where I got that from, is visualizing me as whole and healed has actually helped me to be whole and be healed. In my post yesterday, I wrote about yin and yang and having good days, bad days is kind of another way of saying that, although I don't like really putting labels. But anyway, a yin day, a yang day, or a yin moment, a yang moment. There's lots of different balances out there. However, no matter what sort of day I'm having, I do believe from day one that I have seen myself as whole and as healed, present tense now, and I've asked you all to do the same, and in doing so, I believe it's made a world of difference, and I wanted to share all of that with you. So again, keep the questions coming. I'll keep the writing coming. I'll keep the video blogs coming. As you all ask me questions, I'll try to answer them as best I can. And as always, huge gratitude going out to all of you for all that you've done. Thank you so much.